Tonight I'm going to be talking about sewing errors and corrections. Okay? And tonight I have a little help holding my camera, so I'm going to be able to jump all over the place. And all over the place includes this stuff. See that? Little rhinestone stuff. Okay? All right, so let's talk about this first. So I have a purse that I almost ruined, okay? It's a little bag that I almost ruined. It was made of the back of the pants, if you know what I mean. The bottom, out of the bottom. But I'm turning it into something good. So this, I'm going to cut this pocket. The reason I'm going to cut this pocket is, hold on, might not follow everything. I'm going to cut this pocket because the bag that I'm making is a boho bag, okay? And I'm going to cut this pocket so that I can insert this piece of fabric, which is also on the bag, okay? I made a major error on that bag. ERROR. And let me show you what the bag looks like. Hold on, I'm coming, don't worry. Don't you worry, I know you're not worried. Hold on, let me go a little bit more on this. All right, the reason I'm working on this is last night I did a video and I told you, I'm gonna show you what I'm doing. It's getting late, so I stopped the video, okay? I said I was working on my belts and straps and ruffles. Well, today I'm still working on my ruffles, and let me show you. I said I use overlapping stitch, the faux overlapping stitch. Oh boy, this is getting crowded. This is getting quite crowded. But this is an almost endless strip. And I'm not even halfway through it. So that's why I wanted to keep going, because before this is over, I want to be done with the strip. But I also want to tell you about this pocket over here. Why I chose that fabric. You see this? Ruffles, ruffles, and more ruffles. Yep. All right, so I'm going to go back a little bit. Good. Okay, so these ruffles, I decided I'm going to take the back of some jeans. It was like this, you know, the bottom. 2 pockets for the bum to sit on. And this is what the pocket looked like, okay? Well, I decided I do not want all this bling, the bedazzle. Oh, I almost got tongue-tied. Well, I did get tongue-tied. Well, I wanted to get the bling off, all right? So I began to remove the bling. Okay. All right. Began to remove the bling. There you go. See it? Yeah, that. And when I got the rhinestone-ish thingies off, I wondered, what am I going to do with this pocket now? And this was the finished look, okay? And I had strips of this fabric left over from making the ruffles. So I said, a good way to tie it in would be to cut this pocket in half and insert this piece of fabric so it can tie in with this. That way I don't have to do more ruffles at the top of this, okay? Well, it's a good idea because of this mistake right here. You see that hole? I made a hole right in the bottom. See this hole? Made a hole because I wasn't using my seam ripper. And I did not use my seam ripper. I did not use my inner pocket method for removing a pocket, and I left a hole. Okay, so I'm not a first year sewer, so I knew better. Then I said, I'll just leave it like that and let it look cute. But I forgot about this. I forgot that when the pocket's there for a long time, all of this gets acid washed look, and this stays a beautiful dark denim. And so I have to come up with a solution. And the solution is to use this pocket, put it back on, and make a slit and add this little paisley number right here to the middle, and I think it'll all work out. That's correction number 1, okay? Let's move on to correction number 2 of 3. I'm gonna put this away by stuffing all of this down in the bag, okay? And I'll come back to that later. We have to clear up this area. I'm gonna stuff this in there as well, okay? And I began to do the flat bottom on that, even though I had almost eaten up the fabric. All right, so I'm gonna put this to the side. All right. So let's get a little more of this on. More of the frayed edges there. Okay, let's go ahead and let's see who's here with me. Let me pause for a second. Hi, Healing with Twinkle. Hi, Jackie. Hi, David Davison. Thank you. May your fingers stay safe. Thank you. That sounds so cute. All right, so I'm going to get back to it a little bit here. And then I'll go to correction number 2. So these are mistakes I made, but you can turn mistakes into design decisions. So I found out today. And let's get with it. All right. Almost got my area cleaned up. Let me clean this up a little bit more. Put that away. And, okay. So this is a towel, like a cleaning cloth that I was given. And I can't help but try to find ways to be creative. So what did I do? Instead of using it for cleaning, I cut it. I cut it into quarters. Well, once I did that, I was like, what are you going to do with this? Because now it's fraying, as it should be. You see that? See? Look at that. And then I said, well, I'll go over the edges with my overlocking stitch. And then I got tired of doing that. So I came up with this. Long story short, came up with this. Look at that. You see that? It's almost like a girl. Well, back in Georgia, or wherever they have gnats or flies or whatever, We used to use these white cloths, right, to walk down the street, and we would fan just like a horse does with his tail. Fan, 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 to try to keep those flies away. Have you guys ever done that before? Okay. Well, if you haven't, it gets annoying, and you may get tired of toting or carrying a plain towel around. So I decided to come up with the tote towel with the handle on the top. See, the handle on the top, and you can grip it. It can look cute with these little words. She has that girl boss hustle, is what it says. I took this girl and I broke off the top a little bit, so that it doesn't show, so that it looks more modest. I'll put it like that. Okay? And then the back is just regular, but you can use it to wipe your sweat if you're at the gym. Oh, wipe your sweat. Or you can use it to fan like we used to do when we walk down the street. Except you're not carrying a scruffy looking towel. Okay? You're taking something that's cute and creative. So that's correction number 2. Let's move this. And we're going to go to number 3. All right. I think, this is another part of number 2. I was doing a different style, and I didn't finish this one. I'm going to put a top on it, probably put a bow there, and I might even go back into someone gifted these to me. These are plastic pieces, or plastic signs, or whatever. The word is escaping me right now, but these are plastic pieces, nevertheless, and they have words on them. Some have money. Okay, hope you can see that. And then some even have a little kid on there. And wait, there was something else. Some have words like these: haters make you famous. Oh boy. And so these were gifted to me. And let me find the one with the lady on there. Here she is. Okay. She had all of that out, and I was like, no. This is Auntie Bev Jones, and I have to show my nieces and nephew, how to cover that up. So I broke the top off, and I used the top half. And that's it. So maybe I'll use some more of these pieces as I finish this tote towel. And then when I go walking and I have sweat on my head, I'll have something cute to wipe my face with, because it is a towel. Okay? All right, let's get past that. Move on. All right. Now I need to do a little bit more, because remember, I want to be done with the prep for this these strips, so that I can make my ruffle for arrow number 3. This leads into arrow number 3. All right? But arrow number 3, I said it has a deep seam. faster with this. Wait, clip. Oh, that. Clip that. Let's go a little bit faster. Yes. I'm coming close to the end, but not close enough. I have about maybe a yardstick worth left. I'll get there. Just hang in there with me. Let me see if you're talking to me. Let's see. All right. All right. So let's keep going. And if you're coming back for the replay, you can comment. And of course, I will come back to you later, okay? All right. Let me do some clips here. All right. And keep going. Snip, snip, and I'm coming to the end, and this is my ruffle prep. I'm going so fast that this zigzag stitch looks a little bit wider, but it'll give it character. I'm not starting over. You know, sewing is also art, okay? And perfect is what you make it, because this is your project. Remember that, and if someone tells you of a flaw that doesn't matter, just tell them. I like it. Gives it character. All right. And it's handmade. Sometimes your looks are cohesive. Sometimes they aren't as cohesive. But it doesn't mean that the project is a fail. Okay. What I'm doing here is just snipping. You may or may not see that. I'm not looking in the camera for that part. But let's keep going. A break for a second, and I'm come to the end, and then we'll do number 3 of this error and correction. Sewing errors, sewing corrections. The end. We've come to the end of the road. All right, and this time the end is a good thing. All of this is going on an apron, and the way it looked just now makes me think it's not going to be as much as I thought. So this too, I'm going to fold up and put away for tomorrow. Tomorrow, tomorrow, we'll try again tomorrow. All right, so let's put this away. Fold, but not as neatly as, it's not necessary to fold it really neat. Okay, because I'm just gonna scrunch it up tomorrow. So I'll put that away. This is the belt from yesterday that I was showing you. These are the straps from yesterday. Okay. All right, speaking of that, that brings me to piece number 3. As I was going over the lap cover to the apron, all right, I decided to make a belt, right? And I'll finish this edge later. But I made a belt. I was going so nice and neat across there. Look at that. Oh, let me put it in the light. See? Nice and neat. Got a few little snips to do. But then I came to the edge and I was like, oh, you have too much. Well, I knew that, but I didn't want to fix it. So I just let it stay on. I'm glad I did because I came up with a design decision. This is how to correct the error of having too much. Better too much than not enough, huh? So I'm going to fold this. Okay, this is the strip. That's too long. I'm going to fold it back because keep in mind, this is where the ruffle goes. It's going to be nice and neat on the end. And I'm going to turn this into a hidden pocket. Isn't that a good way to correct this error? Yep, I'm going to turn it into a hidden pocket. And there you have it. Correction number 3. Error and correction number 3. So never let anyone tell you that you've messed up. Just keep moving forward, problem solve, and you never know. You might come up with a girl boss hustle. Oh, that was a cheesy way to end, but thank you guys for coming on, and thank you for helping me hold my camera to my fam. And I'm going to go ahead and fold this piece like I folded these pieces. And then I'm going to shut down for tonight. Thank you for coming on and listening once again. And thank you for the hellos. And thank you, Jackie, for subscribing. Thank you, Twinkle. Love it. All right, I'll see you all on your pages. And right now, Monday, April 13th, I'm about to sign off.